Hey everyone, it's Todd from Guild Games with another Shrouded Aspect Dev Log, number 13. And in the last few weeks, I did a lot of playtesting of the game, scenarios 1 through 9, which were all functionally finished, and I'd say 90% of the way finished overall. Barring any additional sound effects, passes, and stuff that I'm going to add, and visual effects. But functionally, I did a lot of playtesting and had a couple of other internal playtesters helping and getting some feedback on it. And what resulted was a lot of bug fixes and also a lot of quality of life improvements, which I'm going to talk about right now. I did a lot of adjustments, balance adjustments as well. So, where it just didn't feel right, it felt too hard or too easy, or just sometimes it just felt like it was all bow and arrows, before the melee characters could even get close to get involved. So all that was adjusted and it feels a lot better now. Optimizations with shaders, just all kinds of behind the scenes things to make it run smoother. But I made a change to action points so that all characters get 5 more action points minimum, and all skills across the board were increased in cost. What this does is allow characters to move further, but still have a relatively same amount of cost to do the skills. Because big problem was the melee characters, like I mentioned earlier, were not able to get into the action as much because they couldn't move very far. They don't have high agility. So allowing them to move further and having the bows do less damage made it so that there's a lot more melee action happening at the same time. I added some numeric keyboard shortcuts for using the skills, as you can see here. I added also the ability to undo the last character move. So after you move, if you didn't do certain things that are like things that affect the game, you can undo the action, the movement. But if you if you're in real-time move mode, you can't undo it. If you set off a trigger during your move, you can't undo it. A couple of things like that. But if nothing happened, you can undo it. And that's handy if you think you have one character selected, but instead you have a different one and you're trying to move and you're like, oh no, I just moved the wrong character. Now you can just undo it. You can hit the button or click or press Z on the keyboard. I added the ability to drag character portraits on the left side to reorder them. And this is mostly important because this also affects the order that they follow each other in real-time movement mode. So the character at the top is, if you select him during real-time movement mode, then the next one below him will follow him, the next one below him will follow him, and so on down to the bottom. Of course, if you select a different one, then the one below him is going to follow him, and so on, and it wraps around, but whoever is selected is the leader. So that helps when you are running around in real-time mode and you come across the next enemy. Your tougher guys can be at the front, and your spellcasters or healers or archers, whatever you want to put, in the back. I am now showing the weapon damage bonus on skill tooltips in combat. So in your character info sheet, you can see on your weapon if it does bonus damage, but now you can also see how much actual damage that means for the skill that you're going to be using during combat. So that helps you there. I added treasure chests to the minimap as a little orange star, like a gold star, I guess, and also changed the round circles for characters to be plus symbols, green plus symbols for friendlies, and red X's for enemies. Because I realized that if I just use the same shape for all of them, it's going to be hard for colorblind people to tell the difference between red and green. Some skills now can be unlocked for 1 skill point instead of 2. It used to be all skills were 2 points to unlock, but And realistically, that left a lot of kind of minor skills that were never picked, because you just always want to focus on upgrading your next weapon skill, your next attack skill, or healing spell, or whatever it is that your character is. But now it makes it more worth it to spread it out a little bit more by using the one skill point skills. I made it so that if a character's health falls below 50%, it starts to pulsate toward white. The green outline starts to pulsate toward white. The closer it is to 0, the more noticeable the pulsating is. So if you're at 50%, you won't notice it at all. Another thing about real-time movement mode, now it's easier to heal up your party if you have a healer in the group. Now, whenever you do a healing spell, it fully heals the character or characters that it affects. So you don't have to keep doing it multiple times to fully heal up, which it really is just a waste of time, because you're just going to sit there and do that until you're fully healed before you move on anyway. So might as well just get it over with in one casting. I added a bunch of new enemy characters. I saw a Rising Star 2 player comment in Discord, kind of sarcastically, like, "Oh, great, what we need is another zombie game." And I didn't even think about the fact that a lot of the stuff that's been shown so far really does highlight zombies a lot, but this is definitely not a zombie game. So I'm glad to get a lot more of these other characters in here. We have a Jackal. We have the Winter Bear. We have Alligator. We have the Giant Rat. Giant Spider. And also what I call the baby spiders, which are also still giant for spiders. And a Leech Vine, which is a unique kind of made-up creature for the game. And also, last but not least, Giant Hornets. Giant Hornets are kind of special because you will have to fight them in some scenarios, but this is also one that you can summon using a skill. Jackal is also one that you may be able to summon with a skill later on. But the Giant Hornets are pretty cool to have because you can fly over water with them. Because they fly, they can go over into areas that people who are on the ground can't reach. So it's pretty cool. I added Ancient Alligator boss fight in swamp scenario. So I've been working on swamp scenario stuff. Here's kind of a little bit of a tour of the one of the swamp scenarios, so you can see what it looks like. I added the ability, the move to range prompt, like when you're trying to attack somebody. If you're clicking on a interactable item such as a treasure chest or maybe a crate or a barrel that you want to break, if it's out of range, it used to just say it's too far away. Now it'll ask you if you want to move to range, and it'll move to range and automatically do it if you have enough skill points available. Or if you're in real-time movement mode, it'll just do it. So that's more consistent with how it works with attack skills and also healing skills. And I also got some preliminary UI art from my UI artist, which I'm super happy about, but I'm not going to show anything with that yet because it was really a super early just kind of concept idea for me to say yes or no. But it's a yes, and I can't wait to see what the whole thing turns out to be like. Hopefully, well, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be before Christmas. It's already December, so, and a lot of people have a week off in Christmas, so I can't get my hopes up too high. But if I do, I will definitely be showing that off in the next video. Okay, that's about it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you tell your friends and subscribe and like to get all the other updates in the future. And don't forget, I have a Patreon if you're interested in supporting the game financially. All these new animal creatures and new trees and everything that I'm adding to the game, sound effects, they all cost money up front that I need to develop the game. And right now, the only income that I have is from Rising Star 2. So if you are a Rising Star 2 player and you haven't gotten the DLC, the cheat DLC, that's a great way to help support the development of Shrouded Aspect as well. You can grab that. If you haven't played Rising Star 2, go ahead and grab it off Steam, and that'll help fund the development of this as well. So there we go. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving in the US and the rest of the world. If there was a holiday, I hope you had a great one too. So, all right, see you later.